Hey guys! So, guess who hasn't developed adult onset asthma? This girl! Um, yeah. I've always been prone to coughs. I've never been diagnosed as asthma. I never had any, like, man, she can't run in gym class because she's breathing problems. Girl, I was, man, she can't run in gym class because she fails at physical activity. I'm that kid. Um, so, is this the one working, or is this the one working? Microphone. Microphone. Okay. Sorry. I just want to be sure. Um, yeah. So, I've had coughs. My coughs usually linger. More recently, my sinus issues have lingered to a point where they don't really go away anymore. I think I've pretty consistently had nasal congestion and sinus problems for like 4 or 5 months now. like, they won't go away. And it doesn't seem to matter what I take. Like, they've put just about every drug there is in me, and it doesn't make it go away. Right now, I live by sleeping with the breathe right strips on. You're only supposed to put them like right here to sort of lift your, I don't know, lift your nostril area, I guess. But I have a pug nose. My nose goes up like that. So I already have nostrils that go up there. That's not my problem. So I put them way up high because they lift up my sinus cavities and I can breathe for a little while. I also have no blackheads on my nose now because these things are essentially the world's strongest blackhead removers or something. I don't know. I peel them up in the morning. It's like ripping off part of my face. It's great. But yeah, no, apparently I have asthma now because I've had a cough that just won't go. And weirdly, when I lie down is when it kicks in the worst. Like, not when I'm sleeping. When I bring my body down like that, that's when I start coughing the most. And I started noticing in classes that, I mean, when you have a really severe cough, you get winded pretty easily, but usually it's like an exhaustion from the full strength of a cough. Like, you coughed so hard that you have to take a huge breath afterwards in order to breathe again. But what I was noticing is that I would cough really hard and I couldn't inhale properly. So it'd be like, kind of thing, and it was really unpleasant. So when I went back to my psych, I see him about every 2 weeks. So I'd seen him, and I'd been sick for a week already. And he was like, "Did you take medicine?" I'm like, "Yes, I'm taking medicine. Of course I'm taking medicine. Do you think I want to do this forever?" And then the second time I saw him, I was still sick. And he's like, "Are you still sick?" And I went, "Yeah." He said, "Well, what's wrong with you?" I don't know. I'm still coughing. And he goes, "Really?" I'm like, "Yeah, coughing." He's like, "Goo?" I'm like, not so much goo, just coughing and wheezing. And general sort of heaviness around the chest. And he goes, "You have asthma?" Not that I'm aware of. And so, of course, with my mad Google Foo powers, I was like, "Can adults get asthma later?" It was like, yes, they totally can. And it's called adult onset asthma. Basically means at some point your lungs just went, "Fuck it, we're gonna have asthma now." Seriously, I wish I could, like, I want to be like the spokesperson for medicine, like health classes videos for public schools, because I just thought I'd be awesome at it. I would, like, I could describe, like, neurochemistry, like, depression is when your synapses decide they're just not gonna, is when your synapses decide to just ignore shit. So your synapse firing, like, your dendrite is like, hey, and your axon's like, "Fuck you, I'm doing other shit right now. I'm not absorbing your crap." And then it just sort of floats around a little bit, and just does this. I have gestures. For synaptic. For I can mime my way through a synapse firing. This right here. This. I don't. Why? Why can I do that? What purpose would that possibly serve in my life? I have no idea. Someday I'll make like a musical out of biology through miming. How do you make a musical through mime? I didn't really think that was through. Like, wait a minute. Don't musicals have sound? And doesn't miming by nature not have? I don't know. We'll work it out in post-processing. Anyway, yeah. So adult onset asthma. So I was expecting to get one of those inhalers, and I was like, fuck, I don't even like. Ugh, I hope there's not powder. Like I know there's aerosol, but I hope there's not powder. Because, okay, number one, I gag really easily. I have a really, really bad gag reflex. Like brushing my tongue is horrible. Really, I do it every day, and it's horrible. So, and they gave me powdered medicine for my cold, and I couldn't do it. It's so fucking bitter to me. It's that stupid propylethylcycline 6 again. Fuck that chemical. Fuck it. It just makes everything so fucking bitter. So I was like, man, I hope it's not like powder, because if it sticks to my tongue at all, I'm gonna be spending like the next 10 minutes going basically. And that would suck. So, and here it comes. The nightly problems. Yeah, so they were like, here's cough medicine, because you had a cold. I was like, I did have a cold, but I don't have a cold anymore. The cold went away. It's just the cough didn't. And once everything else went away, and I remembered, I was like, wait, I had this shit before I had the cold. What the fuck? So they didn't give me an inhaler. They gave me a patch. I'm not sure what this does exactly. Like what does this do? Because in my head, the reason inhalers work is for two reasons. Number one, you're applying usually a steroid of some kind directly to the affected areas, being the throat and the lungs, which decreases inflammation. That's what steroids do. In addition to that, it puts the other thing, I'm not sure what the other medicine is, in your lungs, which is then absorbed through your bloodstream. So by doing this, you immediately take care of this, and then slightly later, the rest of it hits your bloodstream. Whereas this, I guess, goes straight to your bloodstream, but I don't see how this is going to take care of this. Like, yeah, maybe this will help, but like, everything happening up here, I don't know. I don't understand how it's going to do that. I mean, I guess since I'm not actively having like a violent attack of any kind, that this is okay. But considering I just I only just was told that this is something I have now, now I'm like, well, what if I do have like a serious asthma attack of some kind? What do I do? I don't know. On TV, when you have one, you have an inhaler and it makes things better, but I don't have one of those, so is this supposed to like prevent that from occurring? I don't understand where this fits in the process. I'm there's things at work going on. It's really long already. Things at work going on. So the way that my work goes, my company, sorry, every complaint that is made is passed on to the teacher. Every single one, no matter how stupid, no matter how minuscule, every single one is passed on. And you respond to every single one. You get a chance to defend yourself and be like, no, that's bullshit, or, well, yeah, I totally did that, that's totally true. And I talked to some teachers who were like, yeah, those things, I never get those. And a couple were like, I've never even gotten one of those. And there were some people who were like, yeah, I get a few, but they're always from the same person. I've gotten 10. And what really bugs me about it, like, it wouldn't bother me so much if it wasn't the same fucking classes. So, and they're always the littlest kids are the ones that are fucking me up. So, the worst ones were from my Oyako class, which was mom and baby, from this absolutely crazy mom. She literally complained after every class that she attended for 7 weeks. And when I say literally, I mean literally. She basically walked out the door, called Hombu, and complained. This woman is off her nut. She's just impossible to please. So we've pretty much given up on trying to please her. Just like, fuck it. Fuck it. If you're not happy with the way things are going, leave. Because I am going out of my way to make this a pleasant experience for you, and you are not having it. So whatever. I've now had 3 from my PS Orange class. And in that class, 2 of the complaints were from the same anonymous person, who said that my parent time, the 10 minutes at the end of the class where I explained the homework and did a recap of what we did, was chaotic, which is, you'd think would be a really descriptive term, but isn't. Basically, what it came down to was that some of the parents, when they're picking up their children, have to bring their other children who are babies. And the babies will walk around. Or they'll cry. Or they'll play with their brother and sister. Like, they did baby things. And the complaint was that the babies were too disruptive. And I wanted to say, I'm not their mother. They're not even my students. Their siblings are my students. There's no reason why I should be responsible in a 10-minute period for making sure that baby sits down and shuts the fuck up. That's not my job. And it shouldn't be my job. My job is to teach your kids. My job is not to make sure your youngest toddler is not running the fuck around my room. Contain your children. So Stuart was like, show more leadership. Fucking leadership. And then I got one today. And said one of the kids, his class was boring, and that he cried. He cried because he hit another kid and we put him in the corner. In terms of boring, there are 11 children in this class. 11 children. This class is 70 minutes long. We have a very, very large amount of things to get through, including a craft, with PE, craft, and cooking. Cookie time? Why do we have cookie time in a 7-minute class? I don't know. Stupid. I don't know. But I poured my soul out to Bernie and Ryan, and I was like, guys, help me, please. And they did, and it was nice, and I was really happy to get that feedback and hear that. Especially since I asked Stuart, I was like, I feel like I get way more complaints than anybody else. I said, please tell me honestly, do I get more complaints than anyone else? And he says, there is a group of about 8 teachers who get more complaints than anyone else, and you are in that group. Awesome. I'm really sleepy. I wonder if it's this medicine. Hope not. Don't make me sleepy. Probably is. I'm gonna go to bed. But yeah, that's my life right now. Asthma.